Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming you to do another recap video. Today we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 6. So, it was a nice little episode. The couples are still on their honeymoon. This is their last day at the last moments of the honeymoon before they go back and hit the real world. So we're just going to get right into it. So I'm going to start with Lindsey and Miguel. Now, Lindsey and Miguel, as we all know, Lindsey is came from a very conservative background and everything. Miguel just seems like a go as a flow type of kind of guy. And last week they had a big heart-to-heart about how they wanted their first time as a married couple to be like. She was saying she wanted to be special in the right moment and natural and everything. Well, in this episode, it was announced that Lindsey and Miguel consummated their marriage. So I think they're the first couple to do it. Yeah, I think they're the first couple to do so this season. Yeah, so wait, did Alexis and Justin do it? I ain't gonna pinpoint it, but yeah. So Lindsey and Miguel, they did it. She said it was nice. It was just natural and it was just beautiful. Now she had a little heart-to-heart with Sasha, and Sasha asked, just a couple days ago, you weren't, into it, so, what changed? Did you, Sasha asked Lindsey, did you feel pressured by him to do it? And, she was like, no, not at all. It just came very natural. So, that's cool. Congratulations to them. However, with these two are going to be on a, both Lindsey and Miguel are really in their heads. They're really thinking a lot about their future, which is fine to an extent. Miguel is really worried about decision day. Lindsey is worried about going out with her friends, and is he gonna like that? It's stuff like that. They had a conversation on the beach about possibly decision day, because remember, they're still strangers, and they're trying to wonder is this gonna be an 8-week, a 2-month experiment, or is this gonna be forever? And they don't know yet, and which is why you don't have to know yet. But having that conversation early, it does put pressure on the relationship throughout. You might want to just try to enjoy these 8 weeks that you have. It's a tough situation because they are legally married, but there's a decision day happening whether we decide that we're going to stay married or get divorced. So it's kind of, I see both sides. You don't want to worry about it, but at the same time, it's in the back of your head. I feel like every couple on the show should go into decision day, prior to decision day, with the intent of saying yes. Unless obviously a lot of issues go down where you decide to get divorced after 2 months. So yeah, that's where they're at. They had, and then at dinner, all the cast got together for their last little meal together, and they were talking about that, and they were, all the other couples were just like, what? You worried about decision day? And then everybody was playing devil's advocate with them, but they got saved by the Mexican, in Mexican tradition at restaurants, they come and play some mariachi music or whatever by the table and stuff, and that was saved by that. So yeah, Lindsey and Miguel, they need to, they're a really cute couple, but they do need to focus on what they got right now. So, and that's just that. Next I want to talk is Alexis and Justin. So in this episode, last week, Justin admitted that he loves Alexis and everything, and everybody's just pump the brakes on that. This episode, we seen them go out on a little boat ride and stuff, and then they come back on land and have a little chit chat and all that. It was a nice little chit chat, and all of a sudden the boat had tipped over and scared the crap out of Alexis, and Justin came to the rescue and held it up to prevent it from falling. And he was like, this was my first moment of like proving like I could take care of my wife, you know, like protecting her in that kind of way and stuff. And, you know, they just had like, you know, just a little heart-to-heart conversation. You know, they're, you know, so far it seems well with them. And when they were at dinner, Alexis accidentally spit it out that she's like, I love him. And, you know, they go, just have that moment, you know, Alexis and Justin both said the L word, that they're in love with each other. And that's just amazing. You know, I'm happy for them. Like, none of us are to judge it, you know, even if it's been like a week, you know, if you're in love, you're in love, you know. And I don't want to like keep pinpointing it that you're just in love with just to be loved. No, if you're in love, you're in love, and who are we to judge? You know, so again, I hope we could get into a time where we get past that or whatever, you know. But they're spending all this time together, you know. But you know, the time will tell if that love will continue. So nonetheless, you know, Alexis and Justin, they are doing really well, and they're in love. Next up, I really want to discuss this. Morgan and Ben. Okay, so Morgan and Ben, they showed up at the honeymoon late due to their wedding being pushed back because of Ben having COVID. So this episode, you know, it was revealed apparently, and this was not aired, but you know, Alexis is an RN. She's a nurse and everything. She's been working for it in years, and she's in the pandemic, you know, getting a little stressed and whatever. Well, it was also revealed that she's one credit short of getting her bachelor's degree. And like, I guess like she hid that, and she hid that from the experts and everybody at the Married at First Sight production and at Lifetime. And this was not aired, but you know, she told Ben about that, and I guess it wanted to be sacred. And I guess Ben told Justin, and Justin told Alexis, and Ben admitted that he told Justin, and she told Alexis. So Morgan breaks down into tears, you know, saying like, I wanted that private, and like I just lost all trust in you already. You know, I thought I could trust you with that. And, you know, Justin and Ben meet up to play some basketball and talk about it and stuff. You know, Ben really felt bad. And he's like, yeah, I should have talked to my wife first before coming to you. I think Ben was just like, you know, I think that really surprised him, because he felt like that was a lie, and he like reacted like, what do I do? It's kind of like heat in the moment things, kind of what do I do type thing. So yeah, I do agree that he should have like talked to his wife, not spurt that out. But if he wanted to talk to somebody, like he needed to talk to somebody like in-house, not like on the outsider with that. So yeah, Morgan and Ben, and Morgan say, you know, this was any other case, I would have walked away by now. He broke my trust, and that's just it. But she's like, you know, I am still married. I'm still wearing my wedding ring. I signed up for marriage. I'm going to get through this. Now, when they were all at dinner, Morgan talked about what she wants at home. And this is where things kind of like, I sort of raised my eyebrows when I saw this. Morgan, you know, as she works with a nurse, and we're in COVID. She wants to come home and not have to worry about her husband. She wants her husband to take care of himself and just be all right. She wants to come home from work and decompress and not worried about a thing. You know, she wants to be left alone. She wants to be like, you know, just to make sure he's okay. She wants to be left alone after a long day. She wants like this and that. Like, it was coming across that like she wasn't really wanting her husband. She doesn't really want her husband around. You know, like she's like, I don't want to take care of my husband. Like, you know, if I'm coming home from taking care of people all day, I really don't want to come home and take care of my husband. That's what she said, you know. And like, I'm just like, you know, when you're married, I'm like, you know, it takes two, you know, I'm not saying you have to actually like be a caregiver for your husband right out the gate, but like, that's still your husband. Like, you know, he's going to have needs too. So it sounded like it was her way or the highway type kind of thing. Morgan and Ben, like, and, you know, and Justin and Alexis, like challenged her on that and said, okay, like I heard what you want out of this, but where does Ben fit in all this? Have you ever thought about what Ben needs and stuff? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to I gotta work on compromising and incorporating my husband into the mix of this, because yeah, it does take two. But, and you know, and then later, you know, like I guess like that really triggered Justin, because him and Alexis went back to the hotel and he just started crying, and Alexis asked him, well, why do you have it out for Morgan? And he was like, man, like, you know, I don't have it out for Morgan. I just seen, like, I've been in relationships like that, like, you know, like where, like, you know, you just don't feel wanted by the other person. And like Ben didn't speak up. I feel like I need to be a voice for Ben. And then Justin just starts crying. He just starts crying. He's like, I've been in that shoes, man. You know, Alexis is just like, you know what? You know, it's so nice that you care about other people, but keep in mind that I'm your wife too. Like, you know, you don't always have to be a voice. You know, focus on what me and you got to do too. You know, it's nice that you're like that. I love that about you, but you know, you can't do it all the time. And you know, he just had like a big emotional breakdown. And you know what? And I feel him on that. You know, I feel him on that. Like if he feels like he needs to speak up for somebody that, you know, he's afraid to speak up, as he should. You know, because, you know, a lot of times people who speak up to defend themselves, when they defend themselves, they offend the other person. You know, I think we're all guilty of doing that. If you feel attacked and you're going to defend yourself, well, when you're defending yourself, you're offending the other person. So it doesn't matter what the other person done to you. The other person who offended you is going to get more mad because now because you offended them, even though they offended you first. And it always works out that way. At least in my experience. I can't speak on everybody else, but at least in my experience, whenever someone insults me, I defend myself. And if I defend myself to that person, like they get more mad and, you know, cut me off and stuff, like, you know, like it's like you started it, like, you know. So I can't blame Justin for like being a voice for it, helping his boy Ben out in that situation. So I do think Morgan and Ben like will compromise. Like I hope Morgan does see that and starts compromising. So yeah, that's what we've seen out of Morgan and Ben. They did make up from that conversation about spilling about her being one credit short of graduating and stuff, and they can move on. So yeah, so next is Sasha and Nate. We didn't get to see much out of Sasha and Nate or Kristin and Mitch. You know, they had a little picnic. You know, Sasha killed the spider, you know, whatever, you know, it's whatever. You know, they're just, you know, when they get back to the real world, they're just wondering, is he going to be able to cope with her work style? Now, they had like a conversation where, like Nate does not feel intimidated by Sasha because Sasha intimidates men, and that's why she's single and stuff. Well, Nate's not intimidated by her, and you know, and she had admitted, like when she had the conversation with Lindy, that like in the past, like, you know, a lot of other guys had told her that like felt pressured to keep them happy if they had sex with her and stuff. You know, she had like a real breakdown, emotional moment about that. So like, you know, it does seem like Sasha, I can see why Sasha is the way she is. Like she's been through a lot, not having a father and then being pressured by men like that, you know. So I'm seeing why like Sasha is like this boss lady type kind of person and feels intimidating. But I do think like Nate will be patient with her. Like they do have like a great connection, but I do think Nate is going to be patient with her, and I don't know, we'll just see how that goes. Like, you know, they seem into each other. Like she said that, you know, Nate, I deserve to find love, and so does he. So it is what it is on that one. So I'm really pulling for Sasha and Nate right now. They're my favorite couple of the season so far, and I'm pulling for them. And last but not least, Kristin and Mitch. Now, we didn't get to see much of Mitch in this episode. Kristin just met up with the girls and met up with Alexis, and she was just like, Alexis, you are so awesome. I love you. You are like, thank you for being here for me. Like, I'm glad you're in my life now. Like, they had like a little girls moment. She just feels like she could find into Alexis and stuff. I think with Kristin, like, she's concerned about like the mixed signals that she's getting from Mitch, because one minute Mitch is saying that he's not fully attracted to her, then the next minute they're pouncing on each other, as she said in this episode. So she's just concerned about this, like, the mixed signals all the time. So her and Mitch had a conversation, and Mitch was told her, listen, I know I'm a lot, and, I just need you to hold me accountable for my actions. Like, I want somebody to challenge me and everything. So just hold me accountable, don't just like rub it off like it's nothing. Just hold me accountable for it, and she's like, I could do that. But, I also want somebody who also wants me. So, they're having a slow start, but Kristin and Mitch, I think that, they can overcome it. But, there's still a long ways to go. We're still in the honeymoons. So this is just everybody right now, all these couples are in the honeymoon stage of the show. So next week we get back to the real world. I think Pastor Cal's going to be meeting up with the couples, and real world is about to go down. So I can't wait. I'm curious to see how all these couples are going to be in the real world. So yeah, it was a nice little episode. It's like I'm glad like these couples are actually, this whole cast, they're a lot nicer, they're calmer, they're funny, they're outgoing, like they're supportive. I like this cast. Like, this is like my third season watching Married at First Sight, and this has been my favorite cast so far. So yeah, but anyway, that's my recap, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll be back on Sunday to do a 90-day Fiance to Tell All. And before I go, I just want to see that they announced the trailer today for 90 Day Fiance, the Single Life. Single Life Season 3 is coming out. So in a couple weeks for 90 Day Fiance, we're about to hit Happily Ever After. And then in a month from now, we're going to have 90 Day, the Single Life Season 3. And those couples are going to be, the people who are going to be on it, we're going to have a few people from last season on it. We're going to have Mother Debbie, Colt's mom, back for Season 3. Last season we had Sinjin. Now his ex-wife Tanya is going to be on the season. Last year we had Jesse and Jennifer. Jennifer was Tim's ex. So Tim and Veronica, you see them on Pillow Talk. They're going to be on it with new people. I think they're going to focus more heavily on Veronica. So yeah. Natalie, who was with Mike. Natalie, she was on last season. She'll be back this season. Natalie and Mike. Natalie is going to be going on dates again. She might get back with Mike, judging by the trailer. And then who else? Caesar, my man Caesar. Everyone says that Caesar is just like me. Like Caesar, he was with Maria. She scammed him out of a lot of money. So Caesar's going to be on the season of The Single Life. And last was Tiffany. Tiffany was with Ronald. They were on The Other Way and Happily Ever After. They have 2 kids. Looks like Tiffany's going to be on The Single Life. So yeah, more shows coming. 90 Day Love in Paradise Caribbean is done. So yeah, I'll see you guys Sunday when I recap the tell-all. This was the Married at First Sight recap, and be sure to watch more videos as I post them. Have a great day, guys.